Jamie asks, "Hey there. I'm going back and forth in my head about making a YouTube channel. I was wondering if you had any tips or wise words about starting one." And I wrote, "Sure, I'll stream and give a couple of tips during a segment. I'll send it to you." So this is for Jamie. It's for all of you in chat who want or who are thinking of becoming YouTubers, or someone on YouTube who stumbles upon this segment video and they're like, "Hey, I'd like to be a YouTuber." So I'll give you some tips and tricks, at least from my experience. And before giving you some tips and tricks based on my experience, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Sean. I have a YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. It's mainly based on art history, where I do art analysis. I do video essays, basically. Usually it's around 10-minute videos. At one point it was lower than that. At one point it was longer than that. But I've came back to 10-minute videos. That's where my niche is, pretty much on video essays. Now, the tips and tricks I'll give you, the advice I'll give you, is advice that I've developed through my own experience. But my own experience is one of a video essay YouTuber, and more specifically, an art history video essay YouTuber. It could be very different for your case, right? If you want to be more of a Mr. Beast style video, like a video creator, then my tips and tricks may not apply. They probably won't apply. So, you have to first know what you want to do and evaluate if my tips are applicable to your situation or to your vision of what you want to do, right? If you want to be a streamer, don't ask me. I don't know how to stream. I'm streaming right now, but I'm not a professional streamer. I don't make a living off of it. I make a living off of YouTube. And I've had the privilege of being able to do that for over a year now. And I can tell you my process of starting from zero to 450 subscribers, 450K subscribers. I've already coached people who asked me to do it. I'm pretty open to helping out anyone who asks for help. I've done it twice so far. And the main thing I tell them usually is to lower your expectations, because when you start, and for a couple of months, perhaps a couple of years, you may be doing videos without any audience. If you do have an audience, it might be 15, 20 people. And that might be the case for some 20 years. 20 years. For 2 years. It might be the case for 2 years. And you got to be aware of that, because the second advice, and that's one of the most important, is that you need to be consistent. And I've published videos weekly with 1 or 2 breaks. Almost 2 months breaks when I kind of abandoned. But I came back to it. I would make videos every week, sometimes every 2 weeks. But I would have a consistency in making my videos. And in 3 years, I had 30,000 subscribers, which I was really, really excited for, really, really happy about. In 2 years, I don't know how many subscribers I had. You know what? This might warrant me going in my YouTube statistics. So, first month of creating my YouTube channel, I was at 31 subscribers. Then in January, 93 subscribed. And there you go. It adds up, right? Around 100 to 200 per month for all of 2019. Meaning that by 2020, I might have gotten the 1,000 subscriber mark, which means I had spent a whole year and gotten 1,000 subscribers. How many views did I get? Probably not that much. And that continued. And you don't really see you see a small growth, but nothing amazing. Now we're in June 2022. I get 1,000 subscribers per month. And I remember in June 2022, I had around 30,000 subscribers that had amassed for around 2 years. And then a video popped off. And then since then, you get ups and downs. Never as much as you get when the algorithm blesses you. But all that to say is, people are probably not going to watch your videos. Yet you have to continue. So an advice I have to give. So the first one was Don't expect people to watch your videos. And second one is consistency. To do both, I recommend doing videos not to be watched and not to make money. You're not going to make money unless the algorithms like boost you up. You're not going to make money. I barely make money. I make less right now than minimum wage where I live. So you're not going to make money, but you can have a lot of fun. And that's what's going to motivate you to continue. Despite not having views, you can have a lot of fun making videos if you love what you're doing. Another clue, another way to have consistency in the videos that you make, give yourself a schedule. For the longest time, at one point it was on Tuesdays, at one point it was on Wednesdays, now it's on Sundays. I make a video every Sunday. If it was every 2 weeks, it would be every 2 Sundays. But I had a deadline that I enforced thoroughly. Why? I don't even know why. It's not like my subscribers, especially when I was like at 2,000 subscribers, that my subscribers would go, hey, where's the Canvas video that's supposed to be there every Sunday? And plus they can't do shit, so they're not your boss. So you don't have to abide by that schedule. However, if you want to keep that consistency and that self-discipline, give yourself a schedule and follow it. And if you love the videos that you do, you will have no problem following your schedule. Another advice or another tip, or maybe another warning, is that your videos are going to suck. Your first videos will be terrible, which will be even harder to gain subscribers and gain viewers from your first terrible videos. That's normal. It's completely normal that your videos are not going to be good at first because you're starting to make videos. You're starting to do research. You don't know what you're looking for. You're starting to write scripts. You don't know exactly how to write a script just like that. You need practice, right? I've been doing research, practice, editing, and recording myself for around 3 years now. 4 years now. God, 4 years. And I think I've gotten better. I've gotten better than my first video for sure. And I look back on my first video, I'm like, God, good thing I didn't break through with my first videos. It's a good thing that I broke through later when I was more comfortable with making videos. And the only way to get more comfortable with making videos, video essays in my case, is through experience, through practicing, through doing them. So just do it. Just make your videos, give yourself a schedule, and don't give up. And that sounds like a if you don't give up and you continue and you always do something, like you're consistent, it will work out. Because persistence and meritocracy. No, it might not work out. However, it depends on how you define what working out is, right? Do you want your channel to have 1 million subscribers? Do you want it to be able to sustain you economically? Or do you want to do it just as a way to self-develop, right? To becoming better. Even let's say you write video essays, right? You'll become better not only at writing video essays, but you'll become better at synthesizing information if you do it every week. You'll become better at writing because you're writing every week. You'll be better at researching. You'll be better at communicating. And that, to me, that is successful in itself. You don't need a big channel to be successful or for it to work out. So set your goals and try not set them according to metrics that are based on other people adhering to your project. Those are a couple of tips. I'll read chat. Let's see how helpful they are. If they're not helpful, I'll try to think of other things. Maybe talk about my own process when I make a video, so that if you want to start doing videos, I can help. First, let's see what they say. What's a cool freaking name for a channel? I don't know. Oh, just starting your first ever video essay, Clueless. This stream comes in handy. I'm happy about it. Oh, another tip. Already. If you make your video essay, please share it in, there's a self-promotion tab in Discord. So far, from what I've seen, there's only one person who keeps, and that's fine, but they're alone in promoting their own channel, which sounds just like their own personal platform, that Discord channel. So go on Discord and share your video essays there. Vincent has asked, which video was it that popped? Funny enough, it's the Stanchik video. And you know why I say funny enough? You probably already know, and it's still popping off in the sense that it's still amassing a lot of views. This one here, Stanchik or the Sad Clown Paradox, that's at 3.5 million views. I say funny enough because that video I made 3 years ago. So that video was made 3 years ago, but it only popped off about a year ago. So if you're smart, right, you can do the mental calculation. It spent 2 years under the radar without being pushed by YouTube. And that's another reason why you need to be consistent. Because especially when you make video essays that are evergreen. Evergreen content means that it's content that is not necessarily attached to the specific time in which it's made. In the sense that Stanchik or the Sad Clown Paradox, which is a painting made in the 19th century, will always be relevant because it's history. So it's never out of fashion or whatever. And when you're consistent and you make that, like, a bunch of evergreen content, you never know when some of it can pop off out of nowhere, right? Here, Ivan the Terrible and his son Ivan, 4 years ago, it's one of my first videos I've made. And it's at 638,000 views, which is one of my best performing video, but it was made 4 years ago. And it only popped off last year when YouTube recommended my channel through especially this video. So that's the video that popped and the lessons that you can learn from which video popped. Next comment. Somebody asks, are you saying you make Germinal videos once a week or Canvas videos? I make Canvas videos once a week. Germinal videos, Germinal is a side project, all right? You guys aren't my main. You're okay. Apple of Newton's taking notes. Good. yeah. Clunas says screenwriter here. I'm happy to have Clunas corroborate what I'm saying. If you want to create something, do it for the sake of doing it. If you reach success with it, it's just collateral damage or collateral success or But yeah, absolutely. So you do something for fun and the reward is doing it in itself, or the reward can be the things that you gain from doing it, the experience that you get from doing it. If you make money or gain subscribers from it, or you create a platform or a notoriety or influence from it, that's like a bonus. And always see it as a bonus and not as a goal, because you can see it as a goal, to make money off of it and to eventually, get a platform and influence. But if you do that as a goal, you have to be careful because it may quickly demotivate you. Here, the name of the game is being consistent and motivated. There are times where even the work you're passionate about becomes work. There are times when you lose possession in what you are, when it becomes professional. Have you ever had such a problem? Yes. Sometimes, you push yourself to do a video every week. And especially when you don't make money off of it, it's hard. I did it for 3 years. And sometimes you don't have the energy. Sometimes you don't have the time. Sometimes you just don't have the mental, the happiness and the motivation to do it. And sometimes you burn yourself out and it's not even work and you see it as work and then you dread it. And then it shows in the videos that you don't like doing them. When I didn't depend on my channel to make money, I took breaks. I think I took 2 breaks when I had the canvas unprofessionally. Since I have the canvas professionally, I've had once I'm not seeing it as a job and kind of losing the passion for it. Once and people on the stream will know when that was. My life's timeline is now the videos that I publish. Thank you for the great question, by the way, Vincent. It was around this time here. So what happened around this time? You'll see that a lot of the videos I'm making are not about artworks. Does art need purpose? Basquiat on Black Cops, which was with a university professor. They won the Pulitzer Prize for the book that they won, and I really enjoyed writing that writing and doing that interview. A Guide to Propaganda was a lot of fun to do. It wasn't about art. And I had a lot of fun doing those two videos. And then I didn't like making these videos right here, except for that one live. And I published a live stream as a video. So you know that I wasn't that into publishing these videos. Then I published videos that were about an hour to 30 minutes long. I did 4 of them every month. But those videos didn't do that good, especially the one on wage slavery. It's still at 20K. Then lately, I found again my passion for making short videos, 10-minute videos that are maybe more concise about art. And you can even see the progression of the thumbnails. Here, I'm trying to, not clickbait, but I'm trying to make YouTube thumbnails, like properly YouTube thumbnails. In here, I'm just putting the painting. And I love these so much better. And I'm more proud of them. Yeah. So yeah, it's easy to see, when you become professional, to see it as a job. I haven't taken any sponsors, except for that update video where some people sent me it wasn't really a sponsor. It was like they sent me something for a discount, and I was like, oh, I'll talk about it right on the video for that discount. They didn't even pay me or give it to me. They just only gave me a discount. But I was like, oh, might as well. So since because I don't have like sponsors, at least on my video essays, I don't have sponsors, it frees me from, it gives me the liberty. I tried to work with sponsors a couple of times, and it really felt like a job or work, and working for someone else. I did not like that. So now I'm just making these videos without sponsors, out of fear of making it look too much or making it feel too much like a job. Somebody says, why did you want to be a YouTuber? In all caps. They really want to know why I decided to become a YouTuber. All right, I decided to become a YouTuber because I really liked the medium. I really liked the idea of making videos. Not because I wanted to make a career out of it. Actually, I've said it on stream before. I worked in a bookstore while working on the canvas. The bookstore, which with some friends I unionized, we can talk about that later. And then I worked in a fast food restaurant for like a year and a half while working on the canvas. And I would work part-time and canvas, which wasn't giving me any money. So I was living, not that richly, but I'm fine with that. And my plan was to work part-time at the fast food restaurant and make my videos part-time. Or no, also part-time. But I would dedicate more time to the videos than to the fast food restaurant, obviously. And it was my way to fulfill myself. No money or no money, audience or no audience, it gave me a purpose, and it also forced me to do something that I thought was purposeful with my life. So that's what I did. So yeah, that's why I wanted to become a YouTuber, I guess. How long did it take me to get comfortable with editing? I was also always comfortable with editing, honestly. I edited when I was very young. I edited World of Warcraft videos for my guild. And I would edit myself killing people, like make montages of me killing people in the game, obviously in the game. And that's how it started. Editing video essays particularly is not that hard, depending on how fancy you want to be. But you can do video essays with screenshots, just one next to another, like PowerPoint style. My editing style has actually been less, I don't know, like fiery, if we want to say that. Like there's some videos out there where I was like actually editing a lot, spending a lot of time editing. Now I feel like I'm more interested in finding the right story and finding the right words for what I'm trying to say. But I could go back to editing a bit more. At first, when I started, actually had someone edit for me, a friend of mine who I passed my computer for like 2 months to edit for me while I was focusing on doing the research and writing because I wasn't that comfortable with it. Eventually, I wanted my computer back, not because I wanted to edit, but because I wanted to play World of Warcraft. So I took the computer back, and by that time, I guess I was more comfortable with researching and writing, so I could also spend time editing these videos. You know, when you're new to making content, you mostly do it for yourself rather than the audience, but then in the future, when you gain an audience, the work becomes more and more for them and not for you. Have you ever felt you had this problem? Yes. And especially when you make a living off of it and it's your sole source of income, you want to make videos on wage slavery, but then they only get 18,000 views. And then you're like, oh, I can't survive if my videos get 18,000 views. So I guess I'll go back to doing paintings. I wasn't happy about going back to paintings. I tried it and then I really enjoyed going back to painting. So that worked out for me. But yeah. Sometimes you want to do things and then your audience you're not really interested. You want to experiment, you can't really, so you're kind of stuck with what you're doing. So you got to find sometimes new ways of going about it and adapt. And if you want to experience, you can experiment, right? If you want to experiment, but especially when you have an income tied to it, then you're kind of stuck with that. So maybe you should experiment. That's another tip. Experiment with what you're doing to make sure that you love it, and use the fact that you don't have an audience to experiment with the kind of videos that you want to make before it's too late. How did you afford a mic, and how did you decide which one? I have the mic right there. The first canvas mic. This is the first canvas mic. But you can always have like a cheap USB mic. It's not that crazy. Hey, listen, you can record yourself on your phone. Fuck what I said. Record yourself on your phone. Anyway, like record yourself on your phone, make shitty videos. Anyway, your first videos are gonna suck anyway. That was one of my tips. So if your audio fucking sucks, that's fine, dude. Because in any case, your script is gonna suck, your research is gonna suck, and your editing is gonna suck. So who cares if the audio sucks when all the rest sucks anyway? And it's something I really want to it sounds mean and all that, but it's if you've never done a video essay, it's normal that it will suck. I'm not saying, oh my God, I'm not saying making a video is so hard you'll never be able to do it. I'm just saying that the first ones are going to be trash. And if you try to perfect your first videos so much to the point where you're putting too much energy and you are putting too many expectations on that video, you will be greatly disappointed. So expect your videos to suck and embrace the fact that they suck. Because that will allow you to publish them first, because you might not want to publish them if you don't think that they're up to par with other video essayists, right? Publish them knowing that they suck. Because the only way that to make them not suck eventually is by making videos. You know what? Interestingly enough, my first video was on Grant Wood, but was Daughters of Revolution. The reason why it's Daughters of Revolution is because I wanted my first video to be on Grant Wood's American Gothic, but I didn't feel like my first video will be good enough to be on American Gothic, which I knew I would like to do later. So I did it on Daughters of Revolution, like a less popular painting of his. For Washington Crossing the Delaware, I did it, which is a pretty popular video, but I made a video again. I redid a video on it later because these first ones suck, and I wouldn't expect them to be good. Lies. All video essays need to have philosophy tube levels of production, or else the intellectual content is lacking. Yeah, exactly. Esoteric life. Well, and also there's different ways of presenting information that are all valuable, right? Philosophy Tube does incredible videos with costumes and set design, blah blah blah. And then you have Sean, not me, the Skull Sean, who makes videos that are, I would say, literally a PowerPoint, but less than a PowerPoint actually. but they're still great. I watched them from beginning to end. Yeah, to go back to what I was saying earlier, like CJ the X said, I don't know who that is. Perfectionism inhibits art. Just put your art into the world. Absolutely. Even more so when you start. That's another tip. If you don't know how to edit, do podcasts. And maybe you can learn to edit, with time. But if you want to start right away, do podcasts. You will do the research, you will be writing, and you'll be recording yourself. You might have to edit the recording, but it's not as demanding as editing video. And you'll get all the experience that you need. It'll still be there. Yeah, Alex Seki. For me, Amosiendi doesn't have great video editing, but he still has good videos. James' videos are greatly edited, okay? But yeah, no, like his like he's learning video editing, and he has a job. He's a teacher, so it's like it's even harder, right, to develop a skill on the side like that. So yeah, it's not always easy, but you don't need great video editing as demonstrated by James and MLCND. No, he listen, it's not that bad, okay?
This painting is called The Gallant Conversation, but that's misleading. It doesn't really have a name, like the artist didn't give it a title. That's just what art historians tend to call it today. And about 100 years ago, it was called something completely different. 100 years ago, they called it The Paternal Admonition. People as clever as the polymath Goethe looked at this painting and thought that it illustrated a father admonishing his daughter for some misdeed, while the mother sipped wine and looked at the floor awkwardly. And that makes sense, I guess. It does look like he's scolding her, and her body language...
See? Completely fine. There's this myth that a lot of skills just stem out from talent, right? A lot of YouTubers and artists and musicians and film directors, they're just naturally talented. But look at what they first did. Some people did like great things when they started, but some people didn't. But then you see how much things they did, and then you realize why they started off shitty, and then they got better. We're gonna do something fun. Nerdwriter 1. Go to the oldest videos, and let's see what his first video that he published, now 11 years ago, what it looked like.
This is Evan Pushak, and it's my first video blog. I think I'm gonna have to learn how to not look at myself in the picture so much. I'm just drawn to my face. I'm a writer, much like John Green of the Vlog Brothers. I am a nerd fighter too. Unlike John Green, however, I'm not published. I did it again. I just looked at myself in the picture. I can't help it. So I moved my face down to the very, very corner of the screen. I promise I will try not to look at it one more time for the rest of this video. I know I've been told by people that I do that when I talk to them on Skype or any other kind of video chat. So I'm trying to figure out what I should do for my first vlog.
All right, you get the gist of it. Nerdwriter is now, at least to me, one of the greatest video essayists and a pioneer of the video essay as a genre on YouTube. But he started off like that, So, and he was a writer. I'm sure the first things he started writing were not that great either, right? So he did come in with some skills, but those skills didn't, come from a natural talent, but from also from experience and trying things out. It's hilarious to me when people talk about natural talent when it comes to stuff like video editing, because that shit didn't exist until fairly recently. No, like I've developed my talents of video editing not through trying out and working on stupid projects when I was young, but because I come from a long line, several generations of video editors. It goes back to my great grandfather in 1750. Yeah, the whole narrative around natural talent is it can be destructive, or at least inhibiting. And also for art, at least, all right, might be controversial, but I don't believe in talent for art. I've shown my art so many times. I don't consider myself an artist, but I feel like my art is actual art. So I guess I'm slowly being accepting myself as an artist. I'll show you my art. The cube, for those who haven't seen it. I keep showing on stream. Everybody here has probably seen it. In case you haven't seen it, this is my art.
Oh my.
Unironically, this is my art. Unironically, my art. And did it require talent? No, it just required an idea. I don't think you need talent to do art anymore. You just need to have good ideas. I have another. I'll probably make a video about it when the time comes. I have I also did this here, an 18-foot long paper that's like almost 3 foot wide, and I covered it with hundreds, if not, probably several hundreds of little phrases that you can read here. Je ne dessinerai plus le rocher percé.
Les approprier pour faire des nouvelles œuvres d'art. Et dans ce processus-là, il peut avoir soit
the
peut-être
way to the end. That's 18 foot of just copying a phrase down. Does it require talent? No, it requires patience and an idea. But to me, that's art, and it can be more interesting art than art that's solely illustrative, or that solely appeals to the eye and to the aesthetic senses of its viewers. All right. So how to be a YouTuber? Really quickly, I'll talk about the process of making a video just quickly. So it may inspire you, or it may inform you on if you want to do this or not, right? There's a couple of steps. First one is finding a topic. Probably one of the hardest steps there is, because especially when you're at 165 videos as I am, finding topics for videos can be hard. So it's, in my case, it's often a painting or an artist or a specific period in an artist's life or whatever. For you, it may be different if it's on politics, if it's on science or math or whatever. So first you got to find a subject, and a subject that when you think about, you have to be able to narrativize. For example, if you take a subject that you really like, but there's not that much to say about it, then the video is not going to be good. You have to be able to say something about it and say it in a compelling way. And with practice, and practice is important, you'll be able to tell when a certain video or a certain topic can make a good story or a compelling story. And sometimes, even when you think you put it online and it's trash. And sometimes you think the subject is not that great, you put it online and people love it. So it's hard to figure out. But keep in mind, because when you're going to write the script, you're going to have to be talking about that painting for a while if it's a painting. So make sure you have a lot to say about it. So now that you've, and to know if you have a lot to say about it, you also have to do research. And that's the second step, doing research about the subject. If you feel that there's not much to say about it, don't be afraid to drop the project, or drop that subject or that specific topic, or include it to a different topic. But sometimes you do a lot of research and you're like, I've spent too much time on this painting to not make a video about it, but you still don't have anything to say about it. And then you waste a lot of time, because in the end, you can't write a script because you're repeating the same thing or whatever. Now that you've done the research and you've written down what you think is pertinent to, the information that you think is pertinent to the video, that's when you start writing. Writing is, at least to me, is really, really fun. I do it in usually one sitting, depending on the video, but usually it's on one sitting. I usually go for 1,000 to 1,200 words for a 10-minute video, depending on how fast I talk and how much non-talking time I put in the video. So 1,000 words goes by really quickly. If your intro is 200 and your conclusion is 200, and keep in mind, you also have the, I'd like to thank my patrons or whatever, if you have patrons. Without all that considered, you might only have between 700, 800 words without the conclusion and the introduction to talk about that painting. So you really have to condense that information and really synthesize and really go to the meat of it. You can go, expand and go longer than 10 minutes. But that's up to you to decide. I've tried making longer videos and it hasn't worked. Some people, it works with longer videos, but it doesn't work for everyone. Obviously not. Now that you write your script, you have to, I usually read it out loud when I write it. I could go more in depth in each step. Maybe if someone asks in a future video, or maybe in the comments of the segment. But once I'm done writing, I usually read out loud. I read out loud while I write to make sure that it sounds good, because you're not writing for someone to read. You're writing for someone to listen to it. So you have to write, at least, I don't want to tell you how to write, but at least when I write as how people will listen, not how they will read, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. So I'll read it out loud, make sure it flows correctly. Because when I record myself, since English is my second language, I have a hard time recording without stuttering, without fucking up and reading the same sentence 6 times. And then I will read the script to Bali, my partner, and they will tell me their first language is English, so they're a bit better at, like, sometimes I use the wrong words or whatever, so they fix that. They help me a bit, and then I record myself. I edit the recording, I slap some images on top of it through video editing, and then I publish. That's how I do it. If you don't want to slap images on top of it and do the video editing, which takes quite a bit of time often, you could just make a podcast. Go ahead, do it. And if you don't even want to record yourself, just write a blog. And if you don't want to write, well, just do research and have fun doing research. To summarize everything we've said and we've talked about. So how to be a YouTuber? Be consistent. Expect your first videos to suck. And expect your first videos to not get a lot of views. And the reason why you don't want to expect them to get a lot of views and to suck is because you want to stay consistent. You don't want to get demotivated. So do it for your own personal growth, because it is extremely gratifying to make videos despite them not getting views and likes and subscribers and stuff like that. So I invite you, I encourage you to make videos. And if it's not videos, it can be podcasts. If it's not podcasts, it can be blogs. And if you do, go on the Discord. It's linked in the description, and post your videos or whatever you do in self-promotion. People will watch it. We'll discuss it. We'll enjoy it. So yeah, go ahead. Go make your video. Click off the video, right? Go make your own. Stop looking at me. Record yourself. Go ahead. Shoot. Oh, wait, actually. Wait, don't leave quite yet segment for how to become a YouTuber. What I'm doing right now is I'm building a video essay. It's not an art. It's on a video game. It's a political analysis of that video game, and I'm building it with stream. So if you're interested, if you're not watching this video too late, check out the Twitch link in the description. You can also go on Discord, where we're building right now a video essay on Pajama Sam. We're building it with stream. If it goes well, we can do other video essays built with stream if we have a lot of fun with it while doing it. We've played the 3rd game. We're about to play the 1st game, and we're taking notes, and then we're going to write a script. We're going to do the research and all that. So yeah, go ahead, join us. Now you can go. Now you can leave.